I'm in the county which is the birthplace of these iconic military machines. Where am I? Find out as we escape to the country.
On today's show, we'll be helping a couple escape the city limits for a bit of calm in the countryside. And we get off to a tearful introduction.
I'm getting quite emotional.
And
just
lavender.
Such a lovely house.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Don't make me cry.
Yeah, no, but then I'll go. And then words fail them in a modern property masterpiece.
Wow.
OMG.
I'm in Dorset in Bovington, the home of the British tank. Back in 1916, after 2 years of fighting on the continent, trench warfare was at a stalemate. What was needed was an armoured vehicle to penetrate enemy lines. So the British government, in secret, set about testing tanks here in Dorset. Well, later on, I get to go in one. Yes. But in the meantime, they're not the only giants to inhabit this beautiful corner of England.
Dorset shares its borders with the counties of Devon, Somerset, Wiltshire and Hampshire. It also boasts some of the most fascinating coastline in southern England, which were once the stomping ground of the largest creatures that ever existed. Dorset's 95 miles of heritage coast have unearthed some rare and complete dinosaur fossils, and the rocks here reveal a unique cross-section of geology that spans the Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, over 100 million years in the making. This county also exhibits another mammoth landmark in the form of a 54-metre chalk man carved on the hillside at Cerne Abbas, whose age and origin is unknown, but has come to symbolise an important part of Dorset's heritage. The county is satisfyingly remote, without any cities or motorways, just a bounty of historic market towns and countless country hamlets, chock full of idyllic homes that present a perfect picture of rural English charm.
If you are thinking of moving here, then you should pray for pennies from heaven, because an average detached house will set you back £312,000. That's a staggering £54,000 above the national figure. And if you want to live near the sea, then you should have very deep pockets indeed, because this county has the most expensive coastal properties in the entire UK, situated just behind me in sandbanks near Poole. But all is not lost. If you head inland towards Somerset, then you can shave around 10% off the county's national price. But whatever your finances, there are a whole host of period properties to choose from here.
The market town of Prt1 has some great examples of Georgian architecture from the 18th and 19th centuries, built on the wealth of its 750-year-old rope-making industry. However, their proximity to the coast makes them pricey. For character and countryside, Dorset is awash with a great range of thatched cottages, such as this traditional longhouse in a rural hamlet just south of Blandford Forum. It offers 5 bedrooms and is currently on the market for just shy of £770,000. Dorset's locally quarried limestone from the Isle of Portland also paints a pretty property picture, giving the region a very distinctive and delightful style. This 5-bedroom home has an asking price of £395,000, and the use of natural stone in its construction belies the fact that it was built just 2 years ago.
As you can see, you're spoilt for choice here, but what are our buyers looking for? Let's meet them and find out.
Legal Secretary Chrissy and her husband John have spent the past 15 years living in a desirable West London suburb, but a recent career change has made them re-evaluate their priorities.
I went to sea shortly after leaving school and travelled the world for some 30 odd years in the Merchant Navy. A year ago I had the opportunity to take early redundancy and retire, which I decided to do. The thinking behind this was that it would enable me to spend more time with Chrissy.
And they've chosen to drop anchor back in Dorset, where they first found love.
We and Chrissy met 20 years ago. My ship was in Portland Harbour. We hit it off straight away.
Yes, we were
felt at
introduced
home.
by a
We
friend.
were introduced by a friend.
Well, I'd quite like to move back to Dorset. It's where I met John. It holds many memories for me, and just carry on really where I left off all those years ago.
After a few years of married life there, they relocated back to Chrissy's large childhood home in Chiswick that's been in her family for some 60 years. But the time has come to swap the city for the country once and for all.
London's got a lot going for it, it really has. But I think we really do hanker for the countryside now. We've done London by selling this house, releasing the funds, downsizing. It will enable us to do that.
Yes, it will help us pursue our dream.
Yeah.
And there's another member of the family who will complete that dream.
I've always liked cats. Lulu now that I have is my second cat, and we got her from a rescue centre. I'm very interested in rescue centres, and it's something, if we had one in the village where we eventually moved to, it's something I'd like to get involved in.
As well as volunteering, socialising is high on the agenda too.
Be nice to mix with the local community. And
Meet some new people. As we're not really drivers at the moment, even though we have passed our tests.
we do need some amenities within walking distance.
And some public transport.
Both John and Chrissy are united about their preferred location, but when it comes to the property itself, they're not quite so unanimous.
My ideal house would ideally be something contemporary. Chrissy does prefer some features.
I like a few features, like a wood-burning stove.
Yeah, but I'm willing to compromise.
Yes,
I think
something that gives us a bit of country feel, but something also that's modern.
They will be selling the family house in London to fund the move and have a good idea of what they're prepared to spend on their new Dorset home.
Our budget for the move is £600,000, but for the right property, we'd be willing to extend it to £700,000.
John and Chrissy are looking for a country home west of Poole and east of Dorchester, so we'll be exploring that portion of the county to try to satisfy both their rural and coastal aspirations. Time for me to meet up with our house hunters on Dorset's stunning shores to finalise the finer details of their prospective move.
Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to Dorset.
Thank you.
I should say welcome back. So why decide on Dorset for this big move then?
Wow, look at the view, you know, it's wonderful living in a place, you know, with a wonderful sea view like that. And, you know, Dorset has a lot of memories for us. We were married in Dorset, I met John in Dorset, you know.
I love the fact that you talk about the view and your face is just kind of going, oh,
Yeah. For me, a sea view in a property is not a priority.
right.
I mean, I'm used to the sea, so I can give it a miss.
So you want the rural view and you want the sea view?
I'd like, well, but just to make John happy, you know, I'd like a sea view in the front, say, and he could have the rural view in the back.
I'm willing to compromise.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness you said that, because I was going to say, anyway, good luck with your search, see you later. So what are you after in the house?
Detached,
Right.
3 to 4 bedrooms, a nice sized garden for Chrissy because she loves her
I
gardening.
do like gardening, yes.
Fairly
Open-
contemporary.
Yes. Open plan kitchen.
Yeah, open
Yes.
plan kitchen.
Okay.
Conservatory if you can manage.
Right.
That
Okay.
can always be added on if
Oh,
you
lovely,
don't
okay.
find one.
I was going to say, the list's getting
Yes,
longer and longer.
it is, isn't it?
How much money have we got for this? Because it's quite an expensive county.
Yes, we thought 600,000.
But that'd stretch 7 for the property that's that hits the spot.
Okay.
700.
All right, I've got 3 lovely houses to show you. Well, I think they're lovely anyway. Should we get going?
Oh, yes, please.
Come on then.
Yes.
For a maximum budget of £700,000, John and Chrissy are after a detached property with 3 to 4 bedrooms, an open-plan kitchen diner, and a conservatory. John has a preference for contemporary interiors, but Chrissy is hankering after a few traditional features, as well as a good-sized garden. They're both hoping for a vibrant village with good public transport links, but the jury is out on whether the location is surrounded by fields of green or acres of blue. All in all, it's a tall order, but we do have a fantastic selection of very engaging Dorset properties that we hope will more than meet the mark. And as ever, I won't be revealing the price until the end of each tour. Last, but by no means least, is the Mystery House, which promises to be a real cliffhanger. Our first destination is the village of Farnham in North Dorset. Farnham is a sought-after location within the Cranbourne Chase, where it feels as though time has stood still. Perfectly preserved, whitewashed thatched cottages line the quiet, narrow lanes and completely epitomise a true rural idyll. There isn't a shop within the village, but there is a bus service that passes through a couple of times a day, and an inviting 17th century pub with some very friendly locals.
There's a man after my own heart. You're living the village dream. How are you?
Yes, well, trying to, certainly.
How long have you been here?
16 years, I think, something like that.
And originally from?
From London.
Ah, right, so...
We're from London.
Very similar.
Right, originally a Cockney, believe it or not.
Really? Is it too quiet here?
Ooh, that depends what you want out of life, doesn't it? No, I don't think so.
And what about a community spirit? Because there's no shop.
There isn't, but there is one just over one field, and there are things like events in our local pub, quizzes and rallies and all sorts of things.
So this it's called the museum. There's a story behind that, isn't there?
Yes, it's named after the Prt1 Museum, which is just up the top of the hill, and that was a major collection of artefacts from all over the world, but a lot of them from this part of the world.
Listen, we won't keep you. You enjoy your pint. Unfortunately, we can't go to the pub because I've got a house to show you.
Oh, right.
Maybe later.
Yeah, maybe later.
We'll
I'll hold you to
join
that.
you.
Well, enjoy the house. Enjoy
Cheers.
the house.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Right, come on then, guys. Let's back up this way.
then.
Very much, thank you.
Bye, bye-bye.
All the best.
This desirable village certainly gets a high recommendation. So time to see if our first house will get our buyer's seal of approval. And it's just a stumbling distance away from the pub.
Oh, indeed.
Ooh, what can it
What a
say?
beautiful house.
Yeah.
I'm getting quite emotional. It's
And
just
lavender.
such a lovely house.
Yeah, John.
I am, it's beautiful.
Oh, it is
You
beautiful.
don't make me cry.
Yeah, no, but then I'll go. Pretty, isn't it?
It's well maintained,
yes,
it's very well
it
maintained,
does.
Ballard.
And it fits in with the rest of the village, which is, I think, 99% thatch.
I love the door. The door's it really invites you in.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got character, but it's not over the top.
Well, you know that inviting door?
Yes.
It's
Ooh,
inviting us in. Come on, let's go.
I'm going.
This very pretty thatched cottage has all the hallmarks of a period property, but was actually built some 14 years ago and manages to combine character features with all the mod cons. Time to see if it's a combination that appeals to Chrissy and John.
Oh, this is this looks really cosy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. No, I like the size of this room. It's lovely.
It's well done.
And it's got a nice outlook to the garden. And
You could put a conservatory out there as well.
Yeah, so
Subject to planning permission, of course.
Yeah.
So you like it?
First impressions, yes, I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does feel a little bit claustrophobic, and maybe
Really?
a little
Okay.
bit claustrophobic.
Because I'm thinking we're really lucky to have the size, you know, of ceiling here, the height that you've got.
Definitely.
It's
yeah, and when all said and done, Alan, we are downsizing,
Yeah.
so I need to adjust to the size of the house, but it is big enough for two people.
Though they may feel rather snug in the sitting room, I'm very confident they won't be cramped in the next area.
Come on in.
Oh my word!
oh, this is lovely.
Isn't it just?
It is. It's just the right size kitchen.
That's beautiful, beautiful ceiling,
Yeah.
kind of a vaulted ceiling, plenty of
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Kitchen diner.
The
Yeah.
kitchen-
Travertine
Lovely.
floor,
Yeah.
underfloor heating.
Yeah.
You've got
Oh,
this lovely little breakfast bar as well.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you've got this enormous table in here for dining. I think this is where you'd spend most of your time, isn't it?
I think you
Well, you would
would,
anyway.
Yeah. But
I'd be waiting in there by the cosy fire.
Lovely.
oh, you would you?
Yeah.
I think if the sun's out, you know, this room would
Oh,
be
yes,
fantastic. It
yeah.
really would. So you like it?
So far so good, as they
Quite,
say.
quite nice, yeah.
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 Quite nice?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go upstairs.
This house is actually laid out over 3 stories, with the top floor completely given over to a long and large double bedroom. Back down a level on the first floor are the 3 remaining bedrooms that include 2 light and roomy doubles, one of which is currently being used as a study, and this sits right next to the family bathroom, but I'm showing them the room which could be theirs.
And this is the master. Come on in.
Oh, this is a nice sized
Good size,
room,
yeah.
yes.
Good
yeah.
size, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice
Ensuite
size.
as well.
Ensuite as well.
Very
yes,
modern ensuite.
yeah. Can we have a look?
Yeah, go and pop your head down.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, nice shower for John.
Yeah, that's a good size, yeah.
Bright enough, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
It's
a
a
bright
nice
room.
size.
Have you got a lot of clothes?
Yes. I think
you?
I'd have to have a walk-in wardrobe. Have we
That's
got
handy,
room
innit?
for one? Oh, magnificent. This is my room then.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm sleeping.